Either you are with us or you are with the terrorists.
America. Congressman Thomas Massie, Republican of Kentucky, and Representative Mark Pocan, Democrat of Wisconsin, need your support. Earlier this week, they introduced legislation into the House to abolish the Patriot Act. You know, the Patriot Act, the cancer that's been metastasizing in the body politic since 3 days after the 9/11 attacks. The bill, dubbed the Surveillance State Repeal Act, H.R. 1466, would prohibit U.S. spooks from plating backdoors into technology, as well as provide extended protections for whistleblowers such as Edward Snowden. In addition to repealing the Patriot Act, the legislation would also abolish the 2008 FISA Amendments Act, which the NSA has largely used to claim its mass spying programs are legal. H.R. 1466 states that any future snooping involving American citizens would be subject to strict oversight and require warrants in all cases, as well as probable cause. The legislation would also prohibit the government from forcing tech companies to install backdoors in their products to enable NSA surveillance. Surveillance law enforcement lobbying groups have been pushing for some time, while security experts and those within the tech sector claim the NSA backdoors will have disastrous consequences. The new legislation would also provide for an independent controller to receive complaints from whistleblowers and to protect them by reporting any valid information to Congress on their behalf. Unfortunately, the bill stands very little chance of passing, given that so many bought and paid for representatives in Congress largely support the unconstitutional Patriot Act because their hands are tied by special interests and their minds clouded by hubris.
There is too much money in this process of doing bulk acquisition of data. That's their motive, to keep having the money flow and keep that going. So there's changing that particular procedure is rather difficult even within government, because this money comes out and goes to corporations that are in the constituent areas of the representatives and senators. So they have a vested interest in also keeping this going. So the only way to do it is to raise up as a public. We have to start standing up as Americans. Americans aren't supposed to sit back and let things happen and let government do what it does. We're supposed to be out there challenging. We have to be participating in our democracy and republic. We cannot sit by and let these things happen and be quiet. If we do, we're going to get this totalitarian state that we're sliding toward right now. You can't sit there and say you don't have any power. You really do have power, and the power is to talk to your analysts or to your representatives and senators and complain to them and make sure that this is a major concern to you. And when they come around to give you town meetings and talk to you and to get your vote, stand up and address them and make them publicly come out with a statement of their position on this issue. If you don't, I mean, they're going to continue doing what they are doing right now. They simply say they're assuming because now if you're not complaining, they're assuming that you're okay with everything they do, or they feel they can do anything and the country will accept it. And as long as they keep saying things and not telling the truth and exposing what's really going on, they can keep you in the dark and you'll never know.
Do you want a peaceful solution to the madness of Big Brother's unwarranted overreach into our lives? Flood those phones and demand your representative rehabilitate our Constitution by voting in favor of H.R. 1466. Take your power back. This country belongs to we, the people. Representatives can be identified and contacted here.
I live in America. Right on, that's what I'm talking about. Another high five.
John Barrow for Infowars.com.